Have you seen what's happening out there? Have you even bothered to look?
If you like movies, if you like TV, if you like indie films, get the fuck out! Because, well...
Aw, fuck you. I made an indie film.
No, I'm just kidding. No, come back in. I like indie films too. I actually like them a lot.
You, I made one.
I know. I actually like them a lot. They're really cool and interesting for the most part. Yeah. We're doing the Movie Thing Podcast episode, because I still forget every Sunday, or Friday. Yeah.
Episode
Yeah, episode I actually eventually want to put up episode just so people are just like, oh, it really is episode Anyways, how you doing, Scotty?
I'm pretty good.
I spent too much money today, Scott.
What'd you buy?
Well, I had to buy Mother's Day gifts for two different mothers. And that right there, that's, that is about $40 right there. And then I bought a game that we will check out later on in the week called Bound by Flames. And that was another $50 right there. So I spent damn near $100 today. And I'm just like, no, that is too much money, Brandon. That is too much money in one day. Yeah.
Okay, you wanna talk about unfortunate? You wanna know what's coming up this whole week for me?
What?
So I've got Mother's Day, anniversary, and girlfriend's birthday in the same week.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you have pretty shitty.
My wallet's a little bit skinnier than yours right now.
Yeah, your wallet's like, help me! My wallet I try to treat as a Venus flytrap where it just kind of, no. It does not let anything out.
Not to be super, super odd, but I'm looking at my YouTube overview thing. The top people who watch my stuff are males from the United States, Australia, Canada, the Czech Republic, and France.
That sounds about our demographic too for this show. A lot of our views on YouTube come from people from Australia and, UK.
Maybe just because they're bored.
I can't. They don't get the games right away, so they're just like, well, I guess I'll go view it on YouTube.
Okay, then.
Okay, then. Yes, our Canadian people. Welcome, Canada. Why we do impressions of you?
Oh, Canada.
I don't know your guys' fucking thing. Sorry.
So you just, make up random words?
Those weren't even words. I just mumbled random jibba-jabba. It's like I'm speaking Simlish here. Anyways, yes. Actually, our most popular thing for the site, fun fact, is these Friday shows. This is the thing that people actually listen to the end. I say, good, because that's the thing I try to focus on mostly is, when we title our website podcast, we probably should have the podcast thing down.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a touch. Yes. Anyways, what else was I gonna say? Oh, yes, Scotty, I made some fucking awesome chicken Alfredo last night. Oh, my God.
Why didn't you give me any, you douche?
I probably should have, because here's what I did, because I love leftovers this much. I made cooked up a whole thing of, a whole pound of ground up chicken, and I cooked an entire package of noodles, of Alfredo noodles.
Nice.
So I had a lot of fucking pasta there, and I ate it. And then I bought some breadsticks. If you buy those breadstick garlic knots from Walmart, they are delicious. Holy crap! And they taste
if you bake them, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did. I threw them in the oven 5 minutes. They say 9. Don't do it for 9. But you throw it in there for 7 minutes. They're delicious. Like, holy crap! They're perfectly garlic buttered. Damn. And I was like, damn, this is better. It's better than Texas toast, which I usually do when I buy it in the frozen section. I was rather pleased with my meal for the last 2 days of my.
This has to be the fanciest race I've ever done. Honestly, I'm in Grand Theft Auto at the moment. I'm doing a race, but he restricted it to basically Model Ts, and we're all just driving around in Model Ts racing one another.
I'm not gonna lie, Scotty. When you said fanciest race, I for some reason thought of the guy. You know those absurd bicycles, those old timey ones with the big old wheel in the front and the little one.
Oh hell yeah!
That's what I thought you were doing. Like, man, this is fancy. Like I do say, I think I will beat your ass today.
Thou shalt be eating my dust soon.
Thou shalt be eating thy butthole. But
Don't forget to wipe front and back, Sir Harrington.
oh god, it was the weirdest. I don't know. I was hanging out with Nick and other group of friends. No, Dustin wasn't there. Nick and other group of friends, and for some reason we got into this weird conversation about wiping buttholes. And they're like, hey, that's how you want to pick up women. It's like, hey, man, I'd wipe the shit out of your asshole right now. And just, I don't know. It was the weirdest thing. We got in some weird conversations that night. And that was also where we went through the Taco Bell drive-thru and said, you know what? We're going to just start ordering everything with cheese. Just like, hey, can I get a cheesy Gordita Crunch with cheese, please? And, we thought it was the funniest fucking thing in the world. But...
yeah, you were talking about this.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I seriously think that I need to, get working on doing almost like what Rooster Teeth does and do RT animated adventures. Of just some of the stupid shit we talk about.
Yes. If you know how to do animation, sir, by all means.
I know how to do some.
Some, yes. I know you've been taking animation courses to learn how to do animation.
Well, mainly special effects, because fuck yeah.
Dude, if you, honestly, if you got into, say, the movie industry with special effects...
Michael Bay explosion?
Yeah, if you go find Michael Bay and say...
My explosions look better than your explosions.
I will suck your dick if you give me a job. He'll be like, alright, make sure you work the shaft.
This explosion looks too explosion-y. We need to have it look more metal-y.
I can use a little bit more scraps of metal for the new Transformers. Less explosions, more scraps of metal with explosions in it. You know what I mean? And if we can have the end cutscene with an American flag come out of nowhere, maybe out of Optimus Prime's ass, that would be awesome.
We need an explosion that shoots guns and that shoots other explosions that explode into guns.
Oh, I know. Honestly, I give Michael Bay a lot of shit. I like his movies.
I do too.
One of my favorite films last year was his comedy Painting Game. I fucking love that movie.
I still haven't seen that. I need to fucking see it.
You need to see that. It is hilarious. Nick goes, it's okay. It's like, shut up. You just see Michael Bay and you become one of those hipster assholes. Like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm one of those guys where I'm like, yes, Michael Bay, because you make films for American men. Hey, you see that female? We're gonna get the camera right on her ass. Anyways, yeah, by the way, Scotty, what'd you watch this week?
Let's see here. Actually, I did watch some stuff. I watched fucking, Coming to America. What does dumb fuck mean?
Oh, God, wow. I haven't seen an Eddie Murphy movie in a long time.
God, dude, that is one of the only ones I can watch, though. Dr. Dolittle and all them are just eh.
It just sounded horrible. Chill down my spine saying Dr. Doodle.
What is it? It's, fucking Professor something.
Professor, I don't know.
Nutty Professor.
Oh, okay.
that one's tolerable. But, there's just some of them I can't watch. It's just no.
Yeah. Like Norbit? No.
Norbit's okay, actually.
I really do not like Norbit. I saw Norbit and I was like, I was a younger man at the time too. I think early high school when Norbit came out, and I was sitting there clawing at my face, just like, make it stop! Make it stop!
Speaking of famous black people we haven't seen in forever, Carlton from Fresh Prince has his own game show now.
Jesus. Oh yeah, I think I saw it.
It was on in the fucking break room yesterday. I was like, what? It's Carlton.
He's back! Actually, speaking of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I actually saw a kid last night who looked just like, a young Fresh Prince. He had the hairdo, he was a skinny, kind of lanky black kid. And then
Did he do the Carlton?
I kind of wish I really wish he would just
bust out in dance moves and shit.
Just start singing the theme song or whatever. Here's a story about it. I don't really know. I haven't watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air since I didn't have cable. And that
I'm actually, if that's on Netflix, I might consider rewatching it.
What else you watch there, Scotty?
What else did I watch? I watched, The Other Woman. That was a good movie.
Oh, was that a good movie?
It was pretty funny. It's the one where that one guy has 4 different affairs going at the same time.
We will mention that later on today too, because it's in our top 5. Yeah, so honestly, every time, when you say The Other Woman, the only scene I think of is that scene in the trailer where that woman's walking in the bikini and her boobs are fucking huge. And
oh god.
That is the first thing I remember is just holy shit, massive boobs, yes.
It's funny too. make fun of her for not knowing anything. We're gonna find out what she knows how to do.
Yes. Any other movie?
Oh, geez, I saw a couple more, but I can't remember. Oh, I can tell my Transcendence story, too.
Oh, even better. You know what? Might as well tell your Transcendence story. We're still kind of in the bullshit stage of the show.
Yeah, kind of.
So, tell your Transcendence story.
So what I did, I decided the good idea was to go out and watch Transcendence, because I'm like, I'm kind of a nerd. That seems like a nerdy movie. Why the fuck not? And even though Brandon was like, it's okay, I still went anyway. And, so about maybe 45 minutes, an hour to the end of the movie, guess what happens? The fucking screen just turns off. It just turns off. And everyone's sitting there in silence. And it's just like, what the fuck's happening?
Part of the movie?
Right? I'm just like, come on, turn on the movie again, Johnny Depp. This isn't funny.
I know. I mean, that would be a movie, though, where you think they might fuck with you. Because, like,
right?
Transcendence, he's fucking with all the TVs and stuff, and he can mess with any electronic. You might think, like, oh, okay. Did they say what happened? Did they say to just have their thing just malfunction?
I'm getting to that.
Oh, even better.
So as everyone was sitting there in silence, just like not talking, I was just like, oh my god, the suspense is killing me. Like, as loud as I fucking could. And everybody was just like, oh Jesus, that's fucking true.
I know.
And, so a guy comes in like maybe 15 minutes later, and he's just like, I apologize, but our projector has overheated and we can't actually keep playing the movie. You're welcome to go and sit in the one that's like next door. It's not in the same spot, but it's about to start, so you can watch it again.
You can just rewatch the entire, first, hour that you already saw.
Right.
Just,
right, you can just be like, you can be that one annoying black guy, just like, oh man, and then you go over there, oh fuck.
Actually, you could do that. You could sit in there, Scott, just sit next to someone and be like, I bet he does this, and this happens next. Oh, whoops.
I bet he dies,
and
then gets uploaded onto a computer somehow.
Yeah, basically. I know that dumbass was in the trailer. Shut up.
They ended up giving me a readmission pass, and I still have yet to go back.
Well, yeah, that's good though, because that means the next movie you see is free, and you can be like, oh, bitch.
Well, I want to see the end of it though. That's like the worst fucking cliffhanger ever. Just
the ending kinda,
Well, no, like, I didn't even get to see the cool part yet. Like, they just barely got into where he's, like, into the computer and shit, and then it's just like, nope.
I want to know how that happens. How, like, yeah, it just overheated. Can you fix it?
Right? I was just like, the projector guy's drunk.
I know. Just like, it overheated. Well, it waited 15 minutes, so can you turn it back on now?
Right? Like, these projectors supposed to be, like, water-cooled or something.
Yeah. Or just wheeling another one. You guys have to have spares. At least two.
No shit.
Just be like, okay, and then press play. I mean, I know it's all digital now, so it should be... I don't know. I don't really know how the fucking digital shit works anymore. Like, it's not... I know it's not like the movie reels where they could actually just like, okay, let me reel it back.
Well, I've seen, like, the size of some of these things. Like, we have an HD projector at my college. That fucking thing is, like, a foot thick, 3 feet wide, and just fucking massive. So I can imagine how.
Just wheel it in. Yeah, dude, that would kind of piss me off, especially if it was a really good, like, say if you're watching, like, Captain America, you're like, oh, this could be awesome, and they're getting to the, like, towards the climactic, badass ending, and all of a sudden just cuts off. Like, no.
Well, it kind of did piss me off, because, like, I'm not like you. I'm not a cynical bastard. I kind of love everything.
I'm not picky with my movies. I just said I like Michael Bay movies, sir.
Okay, that's like 90% of the population, though, so you can't even claim that you're picky.
Yeah, see, then how am I picky, then? Picky person would not like what 90% of the population likes.
You're a better critic than me. I'll just be like, oh, kind of cool, I like that. And then it'll just be like, that was dog shit.
Well, as long as you don't say, like, yeah, I saw Haunted House 2, and I really dug it. It was kind of funny, I would judge your critiquingness.
I liked a Haunted House 1.
God damn you. Yeah.
I actually did. It was kind of funny. Yeah, see? Cynical bitch.
Yeah, cynical for not liking crap. Alright, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, it was like the most unsatisfied I've ever been to a movie theater. It's like, meh.
Like if you're watching porn and it shuts off during the, you're like,
right, there's just a fucking power outage and then your router goes out and it's just like, cannot connect. It's like, god damn it.
No! I was just getting into it. This isn't fair.
I must know if the pizza ever gets delivered.
I must know if she finishes or if she enjoys it or not. We all
Will
know
the pool ever get cleaned?
Will the pool ever get cleaned? Tune in next week to Superman and Friends.
Yes.
Yes. This week I watched, out of all movies I was on Netflix, I watched Hansel and Gretel, the Witch Hunters. That movie's pretty fucking badass.
I tried to watch that and I just couldn't get into it, honestly.
Oh, now who's cynical as shit. Yeah, I really dug it, dude. I really, that was kind of like, that was Brandon Crack. I'm like, oh, they're like all kind of medieval shit and they're hunting witches and stuff. And
it also could have been because I was trying to do homework at the same time, so it was more for like background noise, but I couldn't get into it.
Oh yeah, and I'm a big fan of Jeremy Renner and he does an amazing job in that. He just plays himself essentially, but still, it was just entertaining. It wasn't a deep, nuanced plot or with really great characterization or anything. It was just a fun movie. It was a fun popcorn film, and for Netflix, that is perfect. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Something where I, get some pizza and I just sit there and just like, this is fucking good.
Oh, that's something else I watched too. Speaking of Netflix, Metallica Through the Never.
Oh yes, I threw that in my queue recently because I was like, oh yes, Metallica, awesome.
It was actually pretty cool, and it had the best soundtrack to any movie because it's fucking Metallica.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. That was something me and Nick wanted to go see in the theaters because, Metallica in good theater surround sound.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And we never got around to it. We were like, yeah, we're gonna do it. And then shit just kept getting in the way. Like, no, I gotta do this, dude.
What I was really jealous of, though, it's kind of like a taping of a concert, and it's got the kid from Chronicle.
The guy that's in Spider-Man right now, and I forgot his name already.
Whatever. Anyway, it was really cool because like they filmed like a concert and it's got all these different things. I was really jealous of the audience that got to go to that fucking concert.
I know.
Because that was metal as shit.
Yeah, dude, coming from a guy who's been to a Metallica concert, they are, oh my god, they're so much fun.
I've been to Mayhem, and Mayhem's awesome, but I couldn't ever afford Metallica.
Yeah, it was $60 for like almost, and I was in a because it was in the Pepsi Center and I was in mid area. I couldn't even imagine what the floor tickets were.
How the hell did you get it for $60? The only one I saw was for like $200.
They probably were more expensive tickets. I was in the mid section of the Pepsi Center, so I didn't really get to see Metallica, but damn did I hear them.
Oh, well hell yeah, I mean all of Denver probably heard them.
Yeah. It was so awesome. That was actually the same day Obama got elected for the first time. So, yay, back in 2008. That's how I can always remember that day. I was like, oh yeah, Metallica was the same day Obama won. And I was like, yeah.
That is one concert I want to see, though. I want to go see the Big Four.
Oh yeah. Metallica is going to be going back on tour again because they are making a new album. So, new album equals new tour means they're coming back to Denver sometime, which means I'm going.
Means Brandon's Trojan?
Yes, which means Brandon's gonna have his dick out and just like, yeah.
You need to tell me when that is, because I want to go too.
Oh yeah. Anyways, I watched that. I also rented Amazing Spider-Man from Redbox just because I wanted to watch it again, and I dig that movie, the first one. Saw Amazing Spider-Man 2 twice in theaters because that's how much I like that movie. Our review's already out, so I won't get into that. And I rented The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug.
I need to watch that one. I watched the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet.
Yes, the second one's pretty damn good. I enjoyed the second one quite a bit.
When's the third one coming out?
It's December.
Ooh, December, yay.
Yes, so yes. Let's move into the weekend box office for last week. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh god, that's gonna kill my throat.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Yeah. Anyways, number 5 is Rio 2. Rio 2 made $7 million last weekend, with a total gross of $106 million with its budget of $103. So congratulations, they made a $3 million profit, Rio 2. Also, go fuck yourself, Rio 2. I didn't like Rio, so why the hell would I like Rio 2?
I haven't seen either of them, but they look stupid.
Yeah. I was really sad though, Nick, Take 2. I was really sad, Scotty.
You have a mistress named Nick?
Yes. This week, number 4. It saddens me, because last week it was number 2, and it dropped to number 4. It's Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Okay, it can't stay at the fucking top forever. Jesus,
Yes,
what
but
is
it's
this, Avatar?
But it is not supposed to drop to number 4.
Shut up, Ernie!
It made $7 million last weekend, and its total gross of $237 million. America! Fuck yeah! He's kicking those shit. Oh, dude, that was one of my favorite videos I've seen in a while, was just that Captain America running through, like that, the office building while Team America was playing. So,
America.
it was just one of those things. Yeah,
You need to show that to me. I haven't seen that.
oh yeah, I found it on my Facebook and it made me laugh. It's same as last week. Number 3 is the same as last week. It's Heaven is for Real.
Meh.
Yeah. We already had my whole spiel about this. Made $8 million. It's made $65 million with a budget of $12 million. So congratulations. They're just swimming in money. Hey, let's put it this way. I doubt they're going to donate any of it.
Probably not.
Yeah. Anyways, you know what? I say good job making a film that people, I guess, wanted to really see. I kind of find that, I don't know, they're like, my parents went to go see it and they were telling me about it. They're like, oh yeah, no, it was really heartwarming and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, I'm going to keep my Christian films to like, you know, the Book of Eli or something, you know.
Hell yeah.
Something that's just fucking badass and full of blood and gore. That's how I'm going to keep it. These ones that are just like, yes, this little boy saw Jesus. I'm like, well, maybe he did or didn't. I don't care. Like, I don't need to pay $10 to see a movie about it. Number 2 was number 1 last week, and it's the movie you saw there, Scotty. The Other Woman. That other woman made $14 million with a total gross of $47 million with its budget of $40 million. So it's making all profit. It's doing fairly well, and I honestly am surprised in how low that budget is, though. $40 million for that movie? I mean, they got some fairly high actors in there. I mean, no, they didn't have like Tom Hanks or something, but they had the dude from Game of Thrones. They had the chick that's in every Judd Apatow movie. I know, I'm really good with actors and actresses, guys, as you can tell.
They had, Jesus, what's her name? Fucking Kate Upton. Oh.
Kate Upton, yes.
Oh,
yes, the gigantic boobs.
Yes.
Oh, and Cameron Diaz, which I have to say, God damn, you look scary, Cameron Diaz. You are not attractive.
Yeah, she's just getting too skinny, ugly.
Well, like, her face is just getting weird. Like, back in the days when she was in The Mask, I was like, oh yeah, look at that shit.
Right.
And she got old. And now
she got old.
That's basically what happened. She got old. And now she just looks no bueno. No me gusta. No me gusta. Number 1 is something that makes me all happy and feeling good inside. Which is weird because they don't have a budget for it as of right now. They don't have the budget posted, at least. They do have of course they have a budget, but it is The Amazing Spider-Man 2, made last weekend $91 million. Meh.
Did you just have your pinky up there?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yes, Amazing Spider-Man 2, well worth the movie. God, go fucking see it. I love that movie. Man, I love Spider-Man. And that movie just tickled me in all the right places. Also, I have to say, Emma Stone, holy shit, she hot.
Holy shit, she hot?
She hot. She very hot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, very hot. Blonde, redhead, you name it, she's just fucking gorgeous. I mean, if you're listening to this, Emma Stone, which of course you are, I'm available right now. My
no,
chest,
it's not. It's mine, baby.
my chest can be covered in Cheetos just for you. Anyways, yes. I hope someone somehow sends out a Vine to her just so she's like, okay, that's weird. Anyways, yes, that is our top 5. I hope that Amazing Spider-Man stays in number 1, but honestly, it's gonna get its lunch ate out by what's coming up the rest of this month. If you don't know, Scotty, it's gonna be like, something known as X-Men and, Godzilla.
Gojira? That actually, Godzilla comes out the same day as my documentary does.
Oh, no shit. So, you're saying you're not going to want to see Godzilla?
No, actually, I kind of am. I think, I even told the girlfriend that. I'm like, you know what, after, we see my thing, we're going to go see Godzilla. Sound cool? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I wasn't really asking. Let's go into trailer talk. trailer.
Brought to you by Mr. T.
Brought to you by. I keep doing more of a Macho Man Randy Savage thing, but anyways, the new Red Band trailer for Snowpiercer just came out recently, and I have to say, doesn't look entirely original of an idea. You know, like, oh, well, here's the rich people, here's the poor people. Oh, yeah, we saw that last year.
It's Elysium with snow.
I was going to say, it was Elysium on a train, essentially, is what I saw, without this cool-ass super cyber bullshit.
Elysium on a train with snow.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, I mean, Elysium, you know, with the whole, the part of Elysium with the rich versus the poor, that's been a cornerstone of, you know, movies.
Everything.
Sci-fi movies for a super long time. But this one, Snowspire, has Chris Evans, good old Captain America, with some face pubes on his face.
Face pubes on his face.
He's a leader of a revolution on a moving train. I think I don't really know it. Oh, it's apparently they're saying they're journeying through the second ice age. I'm reading the description below the trailer.
It's Speed with revolutionaries.
Kind of. And, you know, of course, as we mentioned, we have the rich side of the train, which is probably the front. And then they had the back side of the train where Chris Evans and all the other poor people are just hanging out.
And the blacks.
Sorry, Scott. I love the way you just said that. It was just so monotone. And the blacks. Yes. They have, you know, it looks, I still think it looks interesting. I'm a sucker for post-apocalyptic sci-fi, any bullshit. I have to say, the main villain, who looks like the main antagonist of this film, is this, like, British-looking chick with the most fucked up teeth that they could possibly have given her.
Right? I was like, hey.
I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, would they? Alright, we're gonna give you these goofy-ass looking things. I have to admit, that's originality, because usually main villain women are all like, you know, they still got the short hair and just like, oh yes, I am evil. Like, you know, speaking of Elysium, Jodie Foster, I think her name was. Is that her?
Yeah, it's Jodie Foster.
Okay. I have to make sure, because there's another redhead who looks very similar to her. Yeah, Jodie Foster, she was, you know, short hair, evil as shit, but, you know, that was another movie that I really loved. But Snowspire, I think it has potential. It's gonna be good. It's, I think it's coming out in July, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm trying to look for it. But I kinda did, because they show, like, you know, they got, in the back part of the train, they're showing, like, Thunderdome going on. In the front part of the train, it's like Downtown Abbey or something. Like, they have all these, like, really elegant dresses on, and like, oh dear, look at these bums. Can someone throw them a Pepsi and get them away from me?
Look at these rapscallions.
I know. So yes, did the trailer get you excited for it? And you like,
It did. It's weird. It's Ice Age with killing.
Yeah, basically. You know, it's kind of like the Polar Express, but better. Yeah, so I'm curious about it. I'm curious to see what they do with it, so hopefully it works. Alright, some fun news now. Elizabeth Banks. You may know her from Scrubs.
Ooh.
And, she was the blonde in Scrubs that, she was like,
yes.
season.
Yes.
And,
sorry, she's hot.
Yeah, okay, so you do know what I'm talking about then.
Yes.
Apparently, she came out, her and the producers of the movie, the role of Walk of Shame, which didn't really do very good. It failed to impress critics, as they say, or theater audiences, even though it's doing well in video on demand. But anyways, that movie, and her and the producers are being sued right now by the writer.
For what?
Dan Rosen, a screenwriter who claims, he didn't write that movie, but he claims that he made up the concept for the movie, and he gave it back to Banks back in 2007, and apparently she just stole it.
Interesting.
And, yeah, I'm trying to say, the excerpt of the lawsuit, this is what the lawsuit reads. The plot of both works follows pretty blonde, but prudent women in a good girl in her 30s living in the big city who goes through a breakup with her boyfriend. I'm trying to see, one who in a sexually foul-mouthed, gets drunk, spends one nighter with a younger man she met at work, a busboy bartender, wakes up the next morning in his place, and puts on her inappropriate outfit the night before. Apparently, they stole that concept, that little bit from him. Honestly, I have to also say, Dan, I know you're listening to this too, you and Emma Stone, of course.
Right.
That's not the most original
like
fucking idea. I hate to say it, that's pretty generic. You know, I could have thought of that. You know, honestly, yeah. You could say, yeah, I brought it up to her, but I can see this being an accident, you know, where she's just trying to, you know, she's just trying to eat. But you know what, Scotty? A lot of this, you know, a lot of people don't know. This happens all the fucking time.
Where somebody claims it's their idea.
Well, one of two ways. One, where a writer or whatever, lesser known usually, he'll go up to some producer and say, hey, I got this great idea, look at my screenplay. And they'll be like, yeah, no, we're not going to use it. And then they just use it anyways and do their own thing and make a completely different movie out of it. They're like, oh yeah, but we use the core concept. Happens all the time, Hollywood's stealing ideas like that. I've met a guy who, his movie never got actually released, so it technically never happened to him. But he sent a screenplay into him, and a couple weeks or months or whatever later, he read in the movie news that, oh yeah, they're making a movie, and he read the plot, and it was his movie. But, you know, he didn't get paid for it or anything, but the movie got canned anyway, so, you know, it was just like, that shit happens. So, honestly, if they did take his idea, I hope he does get his lawsuit. But honestly, I can kind of see this happening the opposite way, where they're just like, yeah, we don't really have much proof that you did this, so you're done. So just a little bit of news. Well, hopefully we can keep on this news story, because that's kind of interesting, especially her, because honestly, you know, I don't know, I figured she would be more talented.
Sorry, I just remembered another thing I watched this week. RWBY, season 1.
Who?
RWBY.
RWBY? Never heard of it.
It's, the guys who make Red vs. Blue. They made their own anime series.
Oh, no shit.
And it's actually really cool. It's like one of the most badass things ever. Like, I will post the red, black, and yellow trailers.
Uh-huh.
And you can watch them because it's awesome. Everything is a gun. Everything.
Pretty awesome.
Like, this chick has a scythe that fucking transforms into a sniper rifle. And this other girl has gauntlets on her hands that are actually shotgun.
I was about to read a news story and goddamn. There we go. Close. Fucking go away. All right. So, have you heard about them remaking
Point Break? No.
They're making it. And have you seen Point Break?
No.
Okay, Point Break. Well, it's a cop movie and all that stuff. But anyways, for people who do know what Point Break is, they're remaking it, and apparently to play the Gary Busey role of, you know, the handler for for Keanu Reeves, they got Ray Winston, which, you know, talk about the guy who does not look threatening, but with his voice alone, he'd probably make you drop a shit in your pants. So, Should
I know him? Where's he from?
Ray Winston, he's in that movie Departed that I told you about. He was in Beowulf, the animated movie.
Oh.
He voiced him. He was the voice of Beowulf. He was in the Noah movie that came out this year. I'm trying to think what else he's been in. He's been in quite a few things. You could find him fairly easily.
Dude, some of the like anime voice actors are fucking nuts. Like the deepest voices ever you will find in anime. What do you mean he used that? Whatever.
But anyways, yes, he's gonna be playing Gary Busey's role. Short little news. Just saying though, he's gonna be in the Point Break. It might be better with him, but then again, Ray Winston's made some movies I didn't care for, like actually Noah. You may not have known this though, but early this May, I know it's early May already, but like around in May, they don't really have a specific date on when whenever this hoax came up, but apparently Gerard Butler, someone made a hoax of Gerard Butler's death, and that shit spread like wildfire. It was 9/5/2014 that apparently he was someone just started spreading the rumor that he was dead. And I have to say, whoever was fucking with him, that's kind of funny. Someone just put up on their Facebook saying like, "Oh, R.I.P. Gerard Butler," and that shit just spread throughout the internet. So I have to say, Gerard Butler is not dead, people. If you saw those vines, no, he is still alive. I just want to reiterate that dude is not dead, because honestly, even reading the news story, this is what brought me to this news story, because reading the last one, they say with the loss of Gerard Butler, I was like, wait, what? They were mentioning the fact that he just dropped out of the film, but I actually Googled that, and all of a sudden, it took me to Screen Rant's other thing, where they're just like, oh yes, no, Gerard Butler had a death spread this May. So, yeah, he's not dead. He's okay. I think he got like in an accident or something, but he's not dead. Yeah. So, speaking of reboots, this one makes me sad. Do you like Lethal Weapon?
Yeah.
I know they're gonna reboot it.
Really?
Yep.
Granted, I like Lethal Weapon. I don't like it enough to have a reboot again.
Oh, I love Lethal Weapon. I love all of them. You name a Lethal Weapon, I'm like, yes. I love them. Those are some of my favorite buddy cop movies ever. I think, Mel Gibson, yeah, hate him if you want, but he was amazing in that movie. He was funny as hell. And then, of course, we got the famous line of, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Fucking Riggs.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, you had, what's his face? God, I forgot his name already. Come on, help me out here. Black dude, Lethal Weapon.
Oh, God damn it, I know it.
I know! Danny Glover.
Danny Glover.
Yeah, Danny Glover. Oh, he's the one. He even says that line when he's in Predator 2, Danny Glover, for God's sakes. He's just sitting there like, I'm getting too old for this shit. I'm just like, no, Riggs, you're fine. Anyways, yeah, they're planning on remaking it, and I think, from my knowledge, who's going to be playing Mel Gibson's character? Chris Hemsworth, a.k.a. a.k.a. Thor. Thor is probably going to be him. They got him, let me just put it this way. He was offered the leading role, and so far, he has not really, he hasn't said yes or no yet. He's kind of busy with, Marvel. So,
yeah.
Avengers 2, Thor 3, all that other shit, so, yeah. Yeah, and, he's gonna be on, and after he's done with all that, goddamn, can you imagine how, popular it's gonna be trying to get any of the people that were in one of the, Marvel movies? Shit, son. But anyways, shit, son, yeah. I don't want a Lethal Weapon reboot. At all. I just don't want it. Because Justin Lin, guy who made Fast 5, is attached to direct it. I don't want a guy who makes the goddamn Fast and Furious movies touching my Lethal Weapon. I want the guy who made Iron Man 3, the guy who made Lethal Weapon 1, to make it. Oh wait, he doesn't want to, because he already made the goddamn thing! Sorry. You really just don't want this. Alright, Scotty. Let's get into some TV news.
Alright.
Now, you guys in the past, if you listen to, earlier episodes of, our podcasts, you will know that I actually like the comic Preacher. And AMC's, they're trying to get the wheels greased on that. They're getting that moving. They're trying to get the Preacher adaptation going. So, AMC, famous for The Walking Dead, which is also a comic going on.
And Breaking Bad, right? Yeah, Breaking Bad
too.
They
did Breaking Bad. They did Breaking Bad, Mad Men, Hell on Wheels. They're, they got a pretty good track record. But anyways, they're trying to get Preacher going on. I think they need to find something to replace, Breaking Bad, because honestly they lost one of their shows and they're trying to get another show so that way people keep going there. Because Walking Dead, you know what they need, Scott? They need something for the fucking summer. It's because, Mad Men's actually done too. I remember Mad Men's done and Breaking Bad's done. All they got is Walking Dead and Hell on Wheels, and both those aren't currently on.
There actually is a show for summer, if it comes back out anyway.
What is it?
Did you ever watch Falling Skies?
Yes, but that was not AMC.
It wasn't AMC, but it was at least something to watch.
Yes, it was. I watched the first season of Falling Skies, and you know what? I wanted to get back to it because I was in the theater and I saw they added another alien race that was helping out the humans. I was like, oh, yes, this looks interesting now. I have not. I have Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon Prime. I just never got around to watching it yet. I have a few TV shows I need to get into watching, like that, Justified. There's a couple others. Breaking Bad, honestly. I only watched season 1 of Breaking Bad and just stopped watching it. I have no good reason. I will be honest, people. I have no good reason to stop watching Breaking Bad except for the fact I don't watch too much TV anymore, really. I watched Walking Dead. That was the last TV show I watched. But anyways, Preacher, they're in speculation right now how close are they going to stick to the source material? And that's a big question, because are they going to do, and no, they don't know. No one knows yet. AMC's kind of jumping back and forth right now saying like, well, we could do our Walking Dead thing so that way fans of the comics don't know what's going to happen next either. Or we could stick to the source material and just have the fans of the comics sit there like, you know, be all uppity assholes about it, because sometimes, let's be honest, people who read books can be assholes too. You know, have you ever talked to a fan of Game of Thrones books, the Fire and Ice books?
Yeah.
They're kind of dicks about it. Because, well, the books are so much better than that TV show. Like, shut the fuck up. No, it's not. I'm sorry. I like reading books too, people. Don't get me wrong. I like reading books, comic books. I like reading. I will never say a book is better than a movie. Sorry. Movie has special effects and actors and, you know, I don't have to try to imagine it all in my head and, you know, ooh, they didn't make believe. No. I can just, you know, watch a movie and say, that was awesome.
And that's what I hope to go into for a career now.
What?
Either special effects or gaming, one of the two.
Special effects would probably be better, because gaming, that one's, that one's not as steady of a paycheck, let's put it that way. Too much.
Open.
Yeah. It's an either or, because I honestly don't know dick about special effects. Like, you know,
once you actually learn how to get into it, it's really not that hard.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, I have no idea like anything about how to get into that part of the industry. I do know about the video game industry, and basically there's a couple ways you could get your foot in the door. And I actually know I know at least 3 people that are going for that exact degree right now. And I've told them, I was like, you know what, have a backup plan. That's it. Like, that's just the main thing. If you were going into video games, have a backup plan, because
it can go downhill quite quickly
very
unless you get into a AAA.
Even then, you hear about Sony and EA laying people off all the fucking time.
I know, but like you talk about like Ubisoft or Activision or.
Yeah, it's either way. Anyways, we're getting off a little topic, but yeah, they might go either way with it. Honestly, I don't care. I just want to Preacher TV show out because I fucking love that comic. That is a cool ass comic. If you don't know this comic, there, Scotty, it's basically a guy, you know, kind of an ex-con type dude. He gets the powers of God.
Cool.
Speaking, not Bruce Almighty, like, you know, I've got the power. But he basically has the power of the Word of God, where he could just say something and it will happen. Real quick, just a scene that happens in one of like the early issues was he tells a guy to go fuck himself, and he uses his powers, and the guy rips off his own dick and shoves it up his ass. And that's how he makes the guy go fuck himself. So he basically has the powers of God to tell people to do whatever he wants.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a really cool comic, and it's really dark, really brutal. Like, he's being hunted by this, like, really cowboyish guy who, you know, he's just a badass. He's like the saint. I haven't read the comic in a while, but I forget his name. But there's this one dude, and I hope they have him in the show. He was this kind of retarded guy he was this guy who tried to be like Kurt Cobain, and he shot himself in the face with a shotgun, but he fucked up. And so his face is all sucked in. And basically that guy becomes Assface. He calls himself Assface. And he's trying to hunt down the preacher as well. He's like, I'll get revenge if my name isn't Assface. And I'm just...
Oh, wow.
I was like, I hope they have him in there, because I wanna see what they do with Assface. Anyways, yeah, I hope they do a Preacher show. I think it's gonna be really awesome. I need to catch up on the later issues. I've only read, like, you know, issues like 1 through whatever. I have like just the volume 1 book, and I don't know how many issues that is, but it's awesome. Do you like the Muppets?
Kinda.
Kind of. Yeah, you're iffy about them.
Yeah.
I kind of dig the Muppets, I'm not gonna lie. Well, you know, Jim Henson's Muppets had the Muppet Show for about 5 seasons, and then they went to Baby Muppets, and then it was canceled. Or Muppet Babies in '84, but it's coming back. They're thinking about bringing back the Muppets to TV. My only thinking was that, for guys, is because, well, the Muppet movie, I don't think they did too well in theaters. The newest one they released this year. I didn't personally see it because I was kind of I was busy doing other shit, so I didn't see movies through the months of January, February, and part of March. So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see a lot of movies. I don't think that movie did too hot, so they're trying to find any way of... I don't know who has the Muppet property currently. Oh, no, it's... Okay, it is Walt Disney. So Disney has the Muppet property, and why not bring them back? Bring them back. Bring them back. As long as it's not Muppet Babies, because honestly, no one likes Muppet Babies. That's back when they did the Looney Tune Babies. You remember that?
Yeah.
Baby Tunes or whatever the hell they were calling it. Oh god, that show was just fucking ugh. Yeah, but that's all the news I got there, Scotty. We're out of news. We made it to about 45 minutes. I say that's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did top 5. We had a lot to discuss. If you like movies, good God, do we discuss a lot of that. I want to...
Probably the main reason we actually get followers is because of this one.
Yeah. I noticed some of our, the things when people would ask us to talk about were a lot of, when Mike would ask us something, he would be asking us movie stuff. I'm like, yeah, all right, I love talking about film. I wish I would have known film would have got me further. Otherwise, I would have dedicated a whole a whole internet site to film. Would have been a hell of a lot cheaper than games, that's for sure. Anyways, that is it, everybody. This is why I brought this show back, though, because I enjoy doing it. I miss talking about movies for a while. I was like, damn, I can't wait for Nicky G to get back from his, meditating with the Chinese Alps or whatever, Chinese monks, and I don't know.
Yeah, stuff.
Yeah, you fill in blank. But anyways, any last thoughts before we cut out there, Scotty?
Not really.
You know what I noticed, Scott?
Huh.
You haven't ended on a bad joke in a long time. So, yes, that is it, everybody.
What do Chinese people do when they need to get new leaders?
Doesn't matter. We're done.
They hold an erect